Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Dual DMs.
Welcome.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I think they're doing fantastic.
That's great.
I mean, clearly
Because
we
we're
saw.
taking it way out of order today. Because normally we open up with the question.
We do.
And then,
Normally.
then we're like, hey, let's talk about it. And then we do a little dance off screen that you don't normally see.
Yeah.
And then it
It's
rolls the
pretty
credit. And then boom. And then we introduce the show and who we are. But we didn't do it that way.
No.
Because I'm tired as AF.
Tired.
Tired AF.
The hustle.
So what is our topic today?
Oh, our topic today is brought to you by one of our followers on Instagram. Yup, that's right. It is from Dice Club Tees. Asked us a question, and we felt like it was best to answer in the form of a full video because it's quite a deep topic. The question he poses.
Thank you for the question, by the way.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Keep those questions coming, anyone.
The question today is, how do you feel about goblins as PCs? They clarified. They said, we hate it. We feel every encounter becomes a moral dilemma if creatures like that are no longer pure evil. So, Marcus, DM number 1,
Yeah, Johnny. DM number 3.
what is your opinion, or take at least, on this
Well,
rather substantial question?
I think I'm gonna definitely have to put a topic thought to it. Yeah, see, that was my brain. Like the cogs grinded there for a minute. No, we're definitely gonna have to talk about it. Give me a second. We're gonna roll that credits and come right back at you. All right, we are back.
Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you for watching that wonderful intro.
Yes, I worked really hard on
He
it,
did. He worked
and I appreciate it. Thank you.
off.
So,
Literally, it's all flat now.
welcome back. I am Marcus, DM number 1,
And I am Johnny, DM number 3.
and here we go. So, my thoughts on this. I know you're probably going to be real PC with it.
Oh no,
So-
I'm not.
No, you're not?
Oh,
Okay.
PC, I like
Ah!
that. That was a good
Okay. So, my thoughts on this is like this. If you play the game for a story and you're utilizing that story in a fashion that works well with however you play it,
Good.
like, then I don't have a problem, say, with the PCs being goblins or whatever. The one thing that they were expressing when they posed the question to us, if they're like inherently evil, and
Right.
most people are like, okay, well, if we see a goblin, we kill on sight. But if the goblins can somehow generate a good form goblin or whatever, then it would be I guess, taboo to go around and just start killing them. So that it does kind of like muck the game up.
Yeah, we can.
So
I can see that.
I think that's why it becomes. What was the exact word they used? Moral dilemma.
A moral dilemma. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're sitting there and you're encountering goblins, and you're like, well, do I kill this goblin, or was this goblin just had a bad experience in life, or it could have been good,
Right. Well, I mean, okay. You mind if I jump in a little bit?
No, absolutely, please.
I know. I'm pretty sure you got a little bit more, but let me kind of talk about that specific part, the moral dilemma part. I think that comes into play depending on the type of character you're playing. I kind of thought this over. I originally had my first initial reaction to this, but when we went through the little intro, I took a moment and I really thought it kind of. I think it depends on how you play. So, like, if you're playing a paladin, which, as you guys all know, in the previous video, my feelings on paladins, which I'm coming around to. they tend to play the holier than thou, and they have the law and justice and all that. And if those characters are fine with killing goblins on sight, that's fine. And that's, I guess, as a PC, if you have a paladin or any other lawful good character.
But Johnny, goes back to that moral dilemma. They might have that good, but what if they reach it and they come across a good one? They don't realize it's a good one. They end up slaying that good one. Well, this would actually make for an excellent story.
Here's the point: it should be a moral dilemma, anyways, regardless of if they're considered classically evil, even in a standard campaign.
That's what you're saying.
That's the point. Because like, if I typically play rogues or other type of neutral characters, or I don't necessarily play evil, but I play chaotic. I tend to play. Not because of the flexibility, but because that's kind of my own nature, and I'm really able to get in touch with the character's thought process. Then, so for me, if I were to come across a goblin, I would not automatically assume it as a neutral or chaotic or even a good character in those neutral areas. I wouldn't automatically assume that they were out to attack me. Now, if they did attack me, sure, I would fight them off just like anything else. But I think that even in a classic game, there's a way to play. There's a way to do it. Of course, general NPCs or townsfolk or however you want might have a different reaction, and those players would have to be a little bit more subtle, like hiding themselves, disguise, or what have you. I mean, look at Critical Role. He has I forget character where they hide their mask and hide under a mask.
Oh, yeah, it's in the newer campaign, right?
Campaign
Sam Riegel plays the goblin. Yeah. I haven't really got to see much of that, so sorry. I would have jumped in sooner.
No, it's okay. That's just kind of the point I was trying to make on that. Do you have any? I mean,
yeah, no. Well, all right. So if it's a story, you want to play a specific set of story, then it makes for a good story. But if you are completely 100% rules heavy, you want to get into it and be under the rules, and there's no gray area, then no, this isn't something that can happen, and then I guess the moral dilemma gets taken out, because unless you're a paladin, like you were saying, but the moral dilemma gets taken out because if everything's evil and you're a good character and your ability is to save, everybody, from these evil things that are mindlessly attacking them, they're going to attack. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no
I think the moral dilemma is on a personal, individual level. I think that's my take on it fundamentally. I mean, we could argue nuances till probably the sun goes down and comes back up again, but
yeah.
I really think that it comes down to, as a DM, I would allow it, but at the same time, it kind of depends on the campaign you're running, and it also as a player, if I'm going to try to play that, I would want to work with my DM really to make sure that I'm not a goblin running in a room full of other people playing all paladins, or
Well, here's the perspective. The one last takeaway I would say about this, and here's my final thought on this. If I probably allow it myself, right? So it would be the same kind of mental thought process of if you're, say, a human, right? And you're going up against human bandits.
Okay.
Right? So technically that moral dilemma, technically all that same things are out the door because you're fighting bandits. You don't really know. But so if you're being attacked by goblins,
if you come up on a group of people and they look like bandits, do you automatically attack first?
Well, that's a whole different question.
That's
a whole different question. Like how your characters perform on a daily basis towards anything.
Right.
I was drawing the parallel that even if, say, goblins are supposed to be evil, but then there's the potential chance of them actually being good, and then PCs, and then or them people fighting. It's the same kind of concept. It's like, yeah, you could have the same thing with other races,
right?
And that's how you handle it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
it's all a matter of role play and
role play and
taking those opportunities and working with them both as players and as a DM.
Right.
Yeah,
man. I think that kind of covered it.
I feel
So,
like we answered it.
Dice Club Tees. If you feel satisfied with that, please hit us with some comments. Let us know how we did. If you want us to elaborate more, or if you want to put your own thoughts into with a counter argument or some kind of like, we'll definitely take it. And I mean, if it's word notey, so if it's word worthy, then we will come back and do another video. If not, we'll maybe just do the IGTV with a quick response back, and that's how we'll do it, so that people can follow along through the debate on this.
So all you fans out there, make sure you go down on the bottom, comments, like, subscribe, hit that little ding button.
Yeah, man, for sure. Get us on YouTube and Instagram. You'll get that's where we're doing most of our stuff nowadays, and we'll be moving forward in the future.
Yeah, and we just started a new IGTV, so check us out there for some, other content that's not always on YouTube, but watch us out for there.
All right. Thank you very much, and remember, stay crafty and roll 20s, not ones.